Hey everyone, Chef Healthy Henry here, and welcome back to my kitchen. Today we're going to be doing an Indian dish. We're going to do a dish called Daal Palak. It's got some lentils in there. I've already boiled the lentils. I boiled it with some turmeric, so it's got some good flavor to it. I got some ginger, we got some cumin seed, and just for a little bit of heat, I've got some chipotle powder to put in there too. I got some spinach, of course. It's going to be a really easy one. I think that you guys are going to enjoy this one. This is going to be a quick and easy like Tuesday night meal. And once we're done with that, we're going to do a quick and easy flatbread with whole wheat flour, so it's going to have a little more fiber to it, a little more complex carbohydrates. These will really complement each other when we serve them together. So let's clear this out and let's get started. Okay, we're back, and like I said, this is going to be a super easy one, so let's get our oil going here. So just get a little bit of oil just to get things going here, and then once that gets a little hot and it gets going, we're going to add our cumin seed and let that pop just for a little bit, and then we'll add our onions and garlic and all that kind of stuff. But let's give that for half a second here more, and then we'll add cumin seed. All right, so we're just going to start adding our cumin seed here and just get that little stir and let that little pop. You can hear the little pops here going. All right, so this is getting nice and going, and so we're going to add our onion and our garlic. All right, and our ginger. All right, we'll just saute this up till everything is nice and tender, and then we'll add our tomatoes. Let those go up a little bit too. So right there. So let's add our tomatoes now. And these tomatoes are roughly chopped. They're not like a small dice. You just want to get them in there. They'll start shrinking down once they get sauteed in. We like our vegetables to be more fragrant and colorful, so they have more nutrients in them, so they add more of those nutrients to our dish. So I'm going to add the chipotle powder now. You can. This is optional, the chipotle powder. You don't have to put it in there, but we do like a little bit of spice in our dishes, so we add that to. So I'll add that to mine, but like I said, you guys, it's optional. You can take it out if you want to. And like I said, this is going to be one of those Tuesday night meals where you can just everything's all prepped. Prep them really quickly. And then just throw everything in one pot. It's a one-pot meal. And while you're prepping your onion and garlic and stuff like that, the lentils could be simmering on the pot, next to you, so you can save time doing that. And we're all about it being as efficient as possible in the kitchen, so we get everything done in a timely fashion. And now we're going to add our spinach. And of course, we know the spinach is going to wilt down pretty quickly, so it's going to have some good color to it, some good flavor to it. Let that wilt down a little bit. And cilantro, we have cilantro for our garnish, so we'll use that one later. Okay, now we'll add our lentils, and like I said, we're almost done here, so just add that there. Just a cup of lentils. It really, a couple of lentils, like once it gets simmering, gets going, really kind of bulks up a little bit. Obviously, it takes in that water. All right, and this is basically it. Once we let this, simmer for like 5-10 minutes, get it all heated through, and it should. It'll be done. We'll add a little salt there. All right, and of course, add some pepper. All right, get that stirred in. Put a little bit of cilantro in there, and then we'll save some cilantro for the garnish on top once it's done, once we plate it. And of course, this is an Indian dish. This one's going to have lots of fiber and protein because of the lentils. We got some iron in there for the spinach. Got some good flavor, and it's going to be super healthy. And also, if you're looking for like a comfort food for you and your family, like in the wintertime, this is going to be a nice comfort food. And then we'll add that to the flatbread, whole wheat flour. It's going to be, again, more fiber to it, more complex carbohydrates. It's going to be a complete meal. This looks like it's pretty much done. We'll just give it a quick taste just to adjust for like salt and pepper. And yeah, needs a little more salt. But some good kick in there too. It's got some good heat there. All right, and this recipe itself, when I post it on my website, it's going to have a teaspoon of chili powder in there. If that's too much for you, take it down to half teaspoon, or even omit that altogether. All right, this is done. We're going to clear all this out. We're going to get on to our flatbread, and we'll let this like kind of just simmer in the background while we're doing that, okay? We'll be right back again. All right, and we're back. So now we're going to start our flatbread, and of course, like I said, we got some whole wheat flour here. We have some salt in there, and then we have some baking powder. Now, if you want this to be a crispy, like a cracker kind of crispy, just don't put the baking powder in there. The baking powder will help soften it up. But since we're pairing this with our Indian dish, I want this to be more of a softer texture, so you can get in there and really scoop everything up. So we're going to add the baking powder there. We have a little bit of water and some olive oil. We're going to mix everything up, and then we'll put on a nice cast iron pan and just kind of cook it up. So let's get started. Okay, we have our whole wheat flour here, so we add that. Then we add our salt and just a little bit of this baking powder here. We'll add that too. And then we're going to add our olive oil, and then we'll start mixing. All right, get that going. All right, and then we'll just add our water. And then we'll just knead that just a little bit so it comes into a nice little ball. Once it gets going, we'll use our hands. So you can also add, add some herbs to it, like some rosemary or some thyme or something like that, or some kind of spices that you like. We're going to keep this one nice and simple and easy, just because we're going to pair this with our Indian dish, and so we don't want flavors to be conflicting with each other. But it's up to you. You can put some rosemary in there, you can put some thyme in there, whatever you feel like you want to put in there. Or you can, like I said, you can keep it simple like this, like I'm doing, depending on how you want to serve it, how you want to eat it, and what you're pairing it with. So we're just going to knead this for just a little bit longer, and then we're going to let it sit for like a half hour, and then we'll roll it out and we'll get cooking with it. So let's just get this going here. Okay, nice and easy. And then we'll put our towel on top and just let this sit for about 30 minutes, and we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. And so we let our dough sit for a half an hour in this damp cloth, which is going to help rehydrate the dough, and it's also going to make it easier for us to handle. So let's break our dough out. Okay, so we're going to cut this in 6 equal portions. We'll get a little flour on our table here. All right, so what we're going to do, all right, so we're going to cut this in thirds. And then we'll cut those thirds in half. All right. And then we'll work with these individually. We'll go with this one. All right, so we're going to roll one out here. Now, see, I have a smaller pan, so we're going to, even though we cut these in already in 6 different pieces, I'm going to cut them even smaller just to fit in the pan. It depends on what kind of pan you have and what size, depending on and how big you want your flatbreads. So we're going to roll this, and after every couple of rolls, we're going to give it a quarter turn so we can make sure that it rolls out evenly. I'm going to get them nice and thin. Okay, and like I said, since my pan is smaller, I'm going to use my little hole puncher and just create small little rounds. Alright, now we got our little rounds. Take a little bowl scraper and just put it right in there. Alright. I can fit 2 in my little pan here. Okay, so here's the deal. Cast iron really gets hot really quickly and really holds its heat. So these only have to be in here for a couple minutes per side. So you can see this one's already bubbling up. We'll give it a nice little turn. There we go. And so like I said, it's just a couple minutes per side, and then you're done. This is a really easy, simple recipe. Doesn't have a lot of ingredients to it. And then all the scraps that after we made our holes, we can re-roll these and make more. So they're not going to go to waste. And so once we get them all done, this is going to make a bunch of them. Like these little guys, this is probably going to make about 4 to 5 per one. And so I've got 6 sections here. So, you do the math. It's going to be like 24 to 30 little guys like this. All right, now let's see what we got here. They're nice and firm, cooking up really well. Like I said, they're bubbling up, so that's a good sign. All right, so they're very hot, but they are done. So we're going to pull these off, put them on a little plate here, and let them cool off just a little bit, and then we'll look at them. In the meantime, we'll just get the next one going. So put that one on there, and the further along the process, the hotter this is going to go, and so the quicker these are going to bake. So while that one's cooking, we can still roll out the next one. So we're going to roll this one out really quickly here. Make them about 1/8 of an inch, so they're nice and crispy. And then we're going to give this one a quick flip. Make a little rounds here. If you don't have one of these, you can use a measuring cup. You can use a glass or a jar, like one of those tumblers. You can use a tumbler to do this. Or I can add a link in my Amazon store for these. They come in various different sizes, and so I like the big ones because we're making these flatbreads. This is almost done. We can throw this guy in now, and it's just a process. You just keep going till you're all done. I remember when I was a kid, my grandma used to make flour tortillas, and she would do exactly the same thing. She would put some on there, she would roll it out, she'd put it on a plate, and of course, as a kid, I was like, okay, I'm taking this, putting some butter on here, and gonna go and take off and eat this one. And as it's just a process. She's making them, she's rolling them, I'm eating them. But it's, those are the good memories that you always have, especially with your grandma and stuff like that. So she taught me how to cook really good Mexican food. She was a really good cook. Like I said, this is going to take a little while just because I have a bunch to roll out and put in here. Not because they're hard, but just because it takes a little time because I got a bunch here. But we're going to finish these off, and then we're going to bring in our other dish, and we're going to plate it together, and we'll be done. So we'll see you in a little bit. All right, welcome back. I finished off the flatbreads. Our Daal Palak is ready. It's still hot, so that's nice. Okay, so we'll just plate this and then we'll be done here. So we'll just take a little bit, get all the goodies, what we call in our house the goodies here. So, alrighty. And some cilantro on the top, sprinkle it on. And I always like to finish with just a little bit of lemon. And then we'll just put the lemon next to that. Alright. And then our flatbread, go right just like that. Alright, and this is our nice little Indian dish. We got our flatbread with our Daal Palak. It's got some cilantro on there. We've got our cumin seed that's in there, some good ginger, some good spices. But I tell you, this is really nice comfort food and also being healthy at the same time. We garnish with some cilantro and some lemon. Hope you guys enjoyed this recipe. I really enjoy bringing these healthy recipes to you guys. Please subscribe, share, comment, like, whatever, wherever you're at, whatever platform you're on. Obviously this will be on YouTube, but I'm also on social media, Chef Healthy Henry all over. My website, chefhealthyhenry.com, where all my recipes are. I always put in the description, I always put like links directly to those recipes, and then whatever affiliates I'm working with, and or anything that I feel like is a really nice tool for you guys to have, like Amazon or whatever. I always put those in there too. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Keep cooking and stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.